You've been doing everything right. You added pumpkin seeds to your morning oatmeal. You sprinkle pomegranate arils on your yogurt. You've even swapped chips for a handful of celery seeds with afternoon tea. And yet, nothing's really changed. You're still waking up tired. You still feel sluggish halfway through the day. And when it matters most, down there, your body just doesn't seem to cooperate the way it used to. It's frustrating, even a little embarrassing. But here's the truth that no one tells you. Sometimes the problem isn't what you're eating, it's what you're still doing. Men over 60 are often told to eat healthier, exercise, take supplements, and many of you do. But what gets ignored are the small daily habits that quietly cancel out all your progress. Habits that seem harmless, even normal. But in reality, they're sabotaging your testosterone, dulling your circulation, and choking off your energy at the root. It's like trying to fill up a leaking gas tank. No matter how much good fuel you pour in, you still end up running on empty. And the worst part? You might not even realize you're doing it. These habits don't announce themselves. They don't cause sudden pain or dramatic crashes. Instead, they creep in quietly, stealing your vitality one small drop at a time, until one day you look in the mirror and wonder, where did the spark go? Today, we're going to uncover them, one by one. These are the 5 most common and most damaging habits that silently shut down your body's ability to respond. And more importantly, I'll show you exactly how to reverse them, not with extreme diets or expensive pills, but with simple science-backed shifts you can start today. Because here's what I want you to know. The seeds you're eating aren't the problem. Your body still wants to heal. You just have to stop blocking the way. So if you've ever felt like your efforts were going to waste, if you've tried the smoothies, the supplements, the gym, and still felt flat, frustrated, or invisible, this video is for you. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll understand what's really been holding you back and how to finally unlock the full benefits of everything you've been working so hard to do. Let's begin with the first hidden habit. It's the one I see most often in my clinic, and it's probably happening every single night without you realizing it. My name is Dr. Jennifer Berman. For over 25 years, I've dedicated my medical career to helping men and women navigate the complex changes that come with aging, especially when it comes to sexual health, hormonal balance, and energy. What I've learned, both in the lab and in the clinic, is that the body never truly stops trying to heal itself. It simply gets overwhelmed, and most of the time, it's not from lack of effort. It's from the quiet sabotage of habits we don't even realize are working against us. You see, I've met men in their 60s and 70s who were doing everything right, eating well, taking their supplements, exercising, and yet still feeling like their bodies were letting them down. They blamed age. They blamed themselves. But when we looked closer, we often found a few key habits, ones they had never been warned about, quietly draining their testosterone, stiffening their arteries, and making it harder and harder to feel like themselves. That's why I'm here today, not to give you more rules, not to shame you or scare you, but to guide you through a simple, science-backed reset. In this video, I'll reveal the 5 habits I see most often, the ones that cancel out the powerful benefits of healthy foods like hemp, pumpkin, and pomegranate. I'll explain why they matter, what they do inside your body, and most importantly, how to replace them with small, realistic changes that work with your biology, not against it. So if you've ever felt like your progress has stalled, I want you to know this. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not broken, and it is not too late. Let's take the first step together, starting with the most common hidden habit of all. The 5 habits that quietly cancel your progress. Habit: late nights that slowly shut down your hormones. Most men think staying up late is harmless. You've earned your peace. Maybe you're watching a show, scrolling through your phone, or just enjoying the quiet after a long day. But what feels relaxing could be quietly draining the very hormones that give you strength, energy, and drive. Here's the truth. Testosterone is produced most efficiently while you sleep, and especially during deep sleep. When you delay bedtime past 11 p.m., or worse, get only 4 to 5 hours of broken sleep, your body misses the key window for hormone regeneration. Over time, even just a few late nights per week lower your baseline testosterone. And that means fatigue, low motivation, and poor circulation, no matter how healthy your diet is. It's not just testosterone. Sleep regulates your cortisol, blood pressure, and nitric oxide production. Without enough rest, the blood vessels that feed your lower body become less responsive. Solution: start by moving your bedtime 30 minutes earlier for the next 7 days. Turn off screens at least 45 minutes before sleep. Try low lighting and deep breathing before bed. It's not about perfection, just creating the environment your body needs to restore what time has taken. Habit number 4, too much caffeine. Too late in the day, you love your coffee. Who doesn't? But here's what most men don't know. Caffeine has a half-life of up to 8 hours. That means if you drink a strong cup of coffee at 3 p.m., nearly half of it is still circulating in your system at 11 p.m., just as your body is trying to fall into deep sleep and make testosterone. Caffeine also stimulates cortisol, your stress hormone. While a small morning dose can help you focus, too much caffeine after lunch keeps your body stuck in fight or flight mode, reducing nitric oxide, stiffening blood vessels, and slowly undoing the relaxing benefits of foods like hemp seeds or pomegranate. And here's the kicker. Many men who feel tired in the afternoon don't realize they're not caffeine deficient. They're sleep deprived or lacking in circulation. Solution: set a hard stop for caffeine at 12 noon. Switch to herbal tea or water after that. If you're experiencing afternoon crashes, it's a signal, not a caffeine cue. Fix your sleep, hydrate, and move, and your energy will follow. Habit number 3, sitting too long without movement. You might be surprised by this one. Even if you eat all the right foods, if you spend most of your day sitting, you're still sending your body the message. Shut down circulation. Extended sitting, more than 60 minutes at a time, compresses blood vessels in your pelvis and legs, reducing blood flow to your lower body. It also causes insulin resistance and lower nitric oxide production, even in people who otherwise eat well. Think about that. You could have the perfect breakfast: seeds, fiber, water. But by sitting too long afterward, you're canceling out the benefits. Movement is what activates your endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels, and triggers nitric oxide release. Solution: take a 5-minute light walk every hour, especially after meals. Even pacing around the room, standing while talking on the phone, or doing a few slow squats can make a difference. Your blood flow isn't automatic after 60. It needs a signal. Give it one. Habit number 2, chronic stress. You no longer notice. Many men in their 60s and 70s believe they're used to stress. You've lived through decades of challenges. You've built resilience. But there's a difference between enduring stress and recovering from it. And when stress becomes background noise, your body still pays the price, quietly, daily. Chronic stress raises cortisol, which competes directly with testosterone production. It also constricts your blood vessels, increases inflammation, and reduces libido, even if you're doing everything else right. Worse, chronic stress reduces sleep quality and makes you reach for caffeine or comfort foods, creating a loop that steals your vitality. Solution: build micro-recovery into your day. Just 3 times a day, stop and breathe deeply for 2 minutes. Inhale for 4 counts. Exhale for 6. That alone lowers cortisol and signals safety to your nervous system. Bonus: it also improves blood vessel dilation, a key for circulation down there. Habit number 1, ignoring hydration, the silent blocker. It sounds too simple to matter. But being even mildly dehydrated thickens your blood, reduces plasma volume, and makes it harder for nutrients, including the benefits from seeds, to circulate properly. Hydration is the foundation for every system: nutrient delivery, nitric oxide production, hormone signaling, energy metabolism. And yet, most older adults live in a low-level state of dehydration without realizing it. Coffee, salty foods, medications, and aging itself all increase water loss. But thirst sensitivity decreases with age. That means by the time you feel thirsty, you're already behind. Solution: begin each morning with a full glass of water before coffee, then sip throughout the day, aiming for at least 6 to 8 cups total. Add lemon or mint if it helps. Make it enjoyable. Hydration is circulation. Simple, quiet, powerful. Now maybe you see yourself in one of those habits, or maybe in all 5. And if that's the case, I want you to know you're not alone. Because one of my patients, Charles, felt the exact same way. He was eating perfectly, but still struggling. His story might feel familiar, and it just might give you the hope you've been needing. Let me tell you what happened when he finally looked beyond food and faced the quiet habits holding him back. Charles was 66 when he first came to my clinic. He was a retired engineer, methodical, thoughtful, and deeply committed to staying healthy. He kept a food journal, walked every day, cut out sugar, added pumpkin seeds to his oatmeal and pomegranate to his smoothies. If there was ever a model patient, it was him. And yet, he sat across from me with eyes that looked tired, not just physically, but emotionally. "I don't get it," he said quietly. "I'm doing everything right, but I still feel off." He described waking up already drained, feeling disconnected from his wife. He wasn't depressed, but he wasn't joyful either, just flat. His words hit me the most when he said, "It's like my body wants to move forward, but something keeps pulling the brake." We ran tests. His testosterone levels were low, his blood pressure was elevated, and his inflammatory markers were climbing, despite his clean diet. So I asked him a different set of questions. "Charles, what time do you usually go to bed?" "Midnight, sometimes later," he admitted. "I like the quiet." "How much coffee are you drinking?" "Maybe 4 cups. I need something to stay alert." "Do you ever take breaks during the day?" He laughed. "I worked 40 years without taking breaks. It's a hard habit to build now." That was our turning point. I explained to Charles that his body wasn't broken, but it was blocked. His habits, while comforting, were quietly undoing the benefits of the healthy foods he was so disciplined about. His late nights were choking testosterone. His caffeine was spiking cortisol. His long sedentary mornings were dulling his circulation. He was feeding the engine, but never clearing the exhaust. To his credit, Charles didn't resist. He adjusted slowly, just 20 minutes earlier to bed, switching to herbal tea after lunch, setting a timer to stand and stretch every hour. 6 weeks later, he returned, standing straighter. "I didn't change my diet at all," he told me, "but I feel like my food is finally working." He had more energy in the mornings. His walks felt easier. He and his wife were connecting again, not just physically, but emotionally. He smiled when he said, "I finally feel like myself again." Charles didn't need more supplements. He needed to remove the blocks. And that's what I want for you, because the foods you're eating matter. But if the daily habits around them are pulling in the opposite direction, your body can't respond the way it's meant to. In the next section, I'll show you exactly why this happens, how these habits affect your blood, your hormones, and your nitric oxide in ways you might not even realize. The science is simple, and once you understand it, everything starts to make sense. Let's take a closer look at what's happening inside your body. If you've ever wondered, why am I still tired, even when I eat right? You're not alone. It's a question I hear all the time from men over 60 who are trying to do the right thing. They eat clean, add superfoods, take their supplements, and still feel like they're walking through mud. The answer lies not in what you're eating, but in how your body is able to use it. Let's start with your blood vessels. As you age, the lining of your arteries, called the endothelium, becomes stiffer and more inflamed. This reduces its ability to release nitric oxide, a molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and widen. Without enough nitric oxide, your circulation slows, especially to your legs, pelvis, and yes, your intimate areas. Foods like pomegranate, celery seeds, and hemp help increase nitric oxide. But here's the catch: chronic stress, poor sleep, dehydration, and lack of movement all block nitric oxide production, no matter how good your diet is. Next, let's talk testosterone, because they're not just about discipline. They're about unlocking access. When you hydrate, sleep well, move often, and breathe deeply, you open the doors for the foods you eat to actually work. Think of it like this: your seeds are the key, but your daily habits are the lock. If the lock is rusty, no matter how perfect the key, the door stays shut. But restore the lock, and even the simplest key can turn. Now that you understand the why, let's talk about what to do next. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. In fact, the most powerful shifts start small, and that's exactly where we'll go next. Testosterone isn't just a sex hormone. It controls your mood, motivation, muscle strength, and fat distribution. But producing it requires more than just zinc or pumpkin seeds. It depends on deep sleep, low cortisol, and healthy signals from your brain to your testes. A delicate system called the hypothalamic-pituitary-gonadal axis. When you stay up late, drink caffeine all day, or live in quiet stress, you're interrupting that axis. Your brain gets confused. It stops sending the right signals. And even with perfect nutrition, your testosterone stays low. Lastly, digestion and absorption. With age, your gut becomes less efficient at absorbing nutrients, especially if you're dehydrated or inflamed. That means even when you eat zinc-rich seeds or magnesium-packed foods, your body might not absorb them well unless your gut lining is calm and your circulation is flowing. This is why small habits matter, because they're not just about discipline, they're about unlocking access. When you hydrate, sleep well, move often, and breathe deeply, you open the doors for the foods you eat to actually work. Think of it like this: your seeds are the key, but your daily habits are the lock. If the lock is rusty, no matter how perfect the key, the door stays shut. But restore the lock, and even the simplest key can turn. Now that you understand the why, let's talk about what to do next. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. In fact, the most powerful shifts start small. And that's exactly where we'll go next. You don't need to change everything overnight. In fact, most of the men I've worked with who saw real transformation didn't start big. They started small, with one change, one habit, one decision that opened the door for everything else to follow. Because your body isn't asking for perfection. It's asking for a signal, a sign that you're ready to stop fighting it and start working with it. So here's where I suggest you begin. Step 1, water first. Before your coffee, before your supplements, drink a full glass of water. It sounds simple, and it is. But it's also one of the fastest ways to improve blood flow, reduce inflammation, and prepare your body to actually use the nutrients you give it. Step 2, move after breakfast. Even just 10 minutes of walking after your first meal helps activate your endothelium, improve digestion, and kickstart circulation to your legs and pelvis. It's not about burning calories. It's about waking up your vascular system. Step 3, breathe before stress speaks. Set a timer for 2 to 3 quiet breaks during your day. Use that time to breathe deeply. Inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 6. That tiny shift tells your body, we're safe. You can turn off the alarms. It may be the most underrated habit for restoring testosterone and blood flow. Step 4, sleep like it matters. You don't need to aim for 9 hours right away, but you do need consistency. Lights down by 10:30 p.m., no screens in bed, lower the temperature. These are small acts, but they prepare your brain and hormones to recover, reset, and rebuild. Start with just one of these. Maybe it's standing up every hour. Maybe it's ending coffee at noon. Maybe it's going to bed 30 minutes earlier tonight. What matters most is not how fast you go, but that you start walking in the right direction. Because momentum is powerful. And once your body feels just a little bit better, it'll want to keep going. In the final section, I want to speak to your heart, not just your habits, because this isn't just about blood flow or hormone levels. It's about getting back the parts of yourself you thought were gone. Let's finish this together. If you've made it this far, I want to say something simple, but important. You care. And that already sets you apart. Most men your age were never taught how their body really works, let alone how to support it. They were told to tough it out, to keep quiet, to accept decline as just part of getting older. But that's not your story, because you're here. You're learning. You're starting. And maybe for the first time in a long time, you're beginning to believe it's still possible. Possible to feel strong in the morning again. Possible to reconnect with your partner. Not just physically, but emotionally. Possible to walk into your day with more energy, more focus, more confidence. It doesn't take perfection. It doesn't require youth. It just takes consistency, curiosity, and care. The same things you're showing right now. So if something in this video resonated, if you saw yourself in Charles's story, or realized you've been stuck in habits that no longer serve you, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know. Which of these habits do you think has been holding you back the most? Or better yet, what's the one small change you're going to try this week? And if you think someone in your life, a brother, a friend, a partner, might need this message too, share this video with them. Sometimes a single conversation can open a door they didn't even know existed. And if you'd like more science-backed, shame-free health guidance tailored for men over 60, don't forget to subscribe. This is just the beginning, because your age isn't your limitation. It's your leverage. You've lived long enough to know what matters. Now it's time to feel strong enough to go after it. I'm Dr. Jennifer Berman. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. You're not alone, and it's not too late.